All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High and the proper names in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash Ma'amath, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the word ignorantly and willingly call God or Jehovah. Bahashem meaning in the name of, Yahweh Shai meaning he who delivers, who the word ignorantly and willingly call JC today. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and another double honor to my elder as well, the hard one, Ben Yasha Allah, at the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect, pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the 1/3 rendered believers on Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, Shalom, Shalom. It may get a little windy out here, because I'm just walking around, do this lesson. Quick lesson put together through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, and I pray that it be edifying. I'm going to start off with this small video that I found off TikTok.
Is arguably the biggest story in the world right now, in my opinion, but it's being totally ignored by the mainstream media. So the United States just announced it's getting ready for war with China and Putin at the same time for a very important reason. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin are about to completely alter the international power structure and the monetary system. This is why they're getting ready for war. No other reason. The biggest story in the world happened this week in Moscow, and your mainstream media ignored it. This week, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed 14 different documents in their face-to-face meeting. The biggest had to do with trade and currency. It's perhaps the biggest story in the world right now, but again, the U.S. media was obsessed with something else.
He could be days away from becoming the first former president to be indicted.
Donald Trump is under multiple criminal inquiries.
The media wants you distracted from the U.S. banking crisis and the decline of the U.S. dollar. Saudi Arabia and Iran, Sunni and Shiite Muslim, are sworn enemies. They hate each other. And yet China just brokered a peace deal between them. Yes, China did that, not the United States. And then this week, Saudi Arabia openly talking about settling their oil trades in the Chinese currency yuan. This would replace the U.S. dollar. They would replace the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar that we use as a hammer to sanction any country we like. If the U.S. doesn't like you and wants to sanction you, they can, because if you want oil, you'll need to pay with the U.S. dollar to settle that transaction. Imagine if the U.S. can't threaten you with dollars anymore. All they have left are weapons, and there's nothing more dangerous than a person losing power. What I'm about to show you is arguably the biggest story.
Come on, man. So ultimately, what you're seeing is prophecy being, pushed throughout the four corners of the earth. The Lord basically shortening the days, man. You see the death of the United States dollar, man. You see these other nations basically, taking the head, exalted themselves, and coming up with new means of payment. Ultimately, it's all going to lead to the Revelations 13 and 16. But this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." So, right, remember the Creator in the days of your youth. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. As soon as you hear this word, start to trim your lamp and to, basically follow after him. Verse 2, "When the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." So, right, the grinders are going to cease here in Babylon, because, when these devils start to push forth, the other nations, start to push forth this new currency and all these new trade deals, what's going to happen in America? Ain't going to be no work. It's already hard to, get a job out here, but it's really ain't going to be no work when these nations start to real deal, take full control with their CBDCs, you see what I'm saying, and all the things that they, got in they, in a planner or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? So when they start ditching the United States dollar and they start doing their own little trade deals, you see what I'm saying? All of the consumers here in America are gonna realize that they ain't got enough money to consume shit, to buy shit, because for the longest, you had the rich elite, the middle class, these Edomites, they didn't have to worry about the things that we had to worry about this whole time. You know, like I saw a brother do a video the other day, like, man, 2008 ain't really touched Jake because Jake was already broke in the first place. You see what I'm saying? But now everybody finna feel it. And what they gonna do, they gonna go batshit crazy. You know, they gonna go crazy, you know, because now they can't get up and consume shit and fulfill their lust. Like somebody buy some shit, don't even want it for it. They're just trying to seek happiness. You see what I'm saying? You know, especially these women on this side, you know, constantly buying, ordering stuff to seek happiness or try to get approval or to try to be the next content creator or whatever the case may be. All that shit finna go straight out the window. And if you ain't got the Lord out here, you gonna real deal be, now you finna feel how we was feeling this whole time. You see what I'm saying? Because now it's gonna be a shift. It's gonna be our turn. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be our turn to where wake up, some food and some water might just be at your door just because you called on Yahweh Shemel Shah this whole time. You see what I'm saying? You can't go outside because people shooting and killing each other outside, you know. And now the Lord finally said, all right, son, go out there. I'm going to lead you to some food. You know what I'm saying? The Lord have you walk outside to get some food. You see two dummies done slayed each other, and now you pick up both of their bags and there's food and water, everything in there. You see what I'm saying? Before it get like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a hot summer, man. It's gonna be a real hot summer. It says, verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So right, when it's all said and done with, you know, you gonna be waking up to your alarm clock. It ain't gonna be no work. You know, have people wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, get ready for work. It ain't gonna be no work. You see what I'm saying? So people are gonna be going through it. You know, waking up and hearing your children crying and stuff like that because you ain't got no way to feed them. You ain't got no money. So now, you know, the American people finna feel how those people is feeling in those third world countries this whole time. But they had an advantage over us. You see what I'm saying? So America really like a sixth world country because they can go out there and they can plant something. Americans ain't got no knowledge on planting and gardening and you know what plants to eat. You see what I'm saying? So you know Jake and Esau just gonna be out here going crazy. But Esau, he gonna resort to doing what he do best. He gonna start eating motherfuckers. He gonna resort to cannibalism. You see what I'm saying? And then Jake gonna see them doing that, and then they gonna start doing it. You see what I'm saying? But America is being brought low. This place is circling the drain, man, when it's all said and done with. So right, man, I'm gonna keep going, verse 5, and it says, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. So right, man, the almond tree is flourishing, resembling the prophecies. You see what I'm saying? The prophecies are taking place, and we seeing the prophecies flourish throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, the almond tree flourishing. And it says, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. So, you know, the smallest thing can possibly collapse the society. You see what I'm saying? And by them making new deals every day, it can eventually collapse the society. Like you see how that whole bridge collapse thing. You know how that caused what, 20 something billion dollars, 20 something $million a day, something like that. You see what I'm saying? So man, basically these people finna really feel it's finna be worse than 2008. They finna really feel it. You see what I'm saying? But the elect of the Lord, we ain't gonna have nothing to worry about because we ain't gonna move in haste. You know, I'm happy to not, you know, the voice of the bird. And I ain't gotta get up and go to work. You know, I just depend on the Lord to feed me. You know, it's just the mind. You know, the biggest battles we're gonna have to fight is the battle of the mind. You know, by having that patience. Like the scripture saying, patience possess ye your souls. You see what I'm saying? It says, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. All right, and that's just what it's gonna be, man. The mourners are finna be walking to and fro, looking for work, looking for something to steal, looking for somebody to rob, looking for somebody to eat, you know, all type of things. And we finna see it. You know, everything that the Lord wrote or caused to be written in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. You see what I'm saying? You know, by these other nations pushing these these new laws, you know, getting rid of the, slowly but surely getting rid of the American dollar, doing backdoor deals with their own currencies. The backdoor deals turning to front door deals. And this is the book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 15, and it says, And when the money fell in the land of Egypt, in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence, for the money faileth. So right, the money failed in Egypt. You see what I'm saying? And we finna see that now. The whole Revelation 6, a measure of wheat for a penny, to where a loaf of bread gonna cost a day's wages. You see what I'm saying? So calm, man. Your whole damn check, you gonna spend it on what? A loaf of bread and be able to probably get you a pack of water, and now you got a whole family full of people. You see what I'm saying? And then what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a division in the houses. Well, when you got a whole family got to split a pack of bread and some water, they gonna start fighting over the ass piece of bread that don't nobody like. Well, I like it. That's the first piece I grab. But that's gonna it ain't gonna be no days where it's just two end pieces of bread and people gonna be going crazy and trying to eat. You see what I'm saying? So comment, the money is finna fail. So watch, they finna start deleting TikTok, all banning TikTok and all these other things. It ain't gonna be no outside content creators to where you could just buy something. You could just buy something off TikTok and then do a review on it and get paid for it. You see what I'm saying? And that's finna go. Or we could just get on TikTok and shake your ass and get 2.5 million views, and TikTok pay you $5,000 just for shaking your ass. You see what I'm saying? You finna see women back in them stripper clothes on the street. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be back walking. They're gonna be back street walking. They're gonna be a part of that. The mourners going about the streets. You see what I'm saying? These women, because they're gonna feel it the most, because what? They didn't have the Lord. They didn't have a man of the Lord at that. So when the money fell, you're gonna see people. You're gonna see the true nature of a human being get brought to the forefront. You see what I'm saying? Into Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9, and it says, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So right, and that's what it's all leading up to, that World War III, that thermonuclear war. But the Lord is causing this great assembly of nations to rise up against Babylon already, through these deals, by them basically picking a side. Everybody picking a side, and everybody choosing bricks, and nobody is choosing to be allies with America. So it's gonna be America and those Amalekites, those 1948ers in the land of Israel against the whole world. And they're going to lose miserably. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, man, the Lord is causing that great assembly of nations to come up against the North Country. And we finna see it all. I was just talking to one of my dogs. He was like, he trying to be a merchant seaman. He was like, yeah, but this military basically buying got a whole bunch of ships, and they hiring a whole bunch of people. I said, boy, your ass finna go to war, boy. He said, shit, I ain't going to war. He said, I ain't going to war. I said, if you gonna be on the merchant seaman deck cooking for their ass, if a missile hit that ship, but your ass gonna float. And that's basically what I was telling him. He like, well, shit, he said, I ain't the type to get lost at sea. I'm just gonna, sink all the way to the bottom and take the biggest gulp I can. And we laughed about it. But I'm basically telling them, like, boy, you don't want to get caught up in that, because basically what you're going to be doing is cooking, painting, and cleaning for, the military, man. When it's all said and done with. So, we see everything. We see everything coming to the forefront now. But this is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 22, and it says, And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. So right, the sown You know, these stores gonna be empty, and they're gonna be full of guillotines and martial law troops in front of these martial law. You see what I'm saying? Gathering people up. You know, telling people, come on down. We're gonna give you what you need. We're gonna supply you with medicine. We're gonna supply you with food. We're gonna supply you with water and shelter. And then you're gonna go there and you ain't gonna never come out. You see what I'm saying? And when you do come out, it's gonna be in your hand. Revelation 13 and 16, or in your forehead. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna be the only way out. But man, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Man, this place gonna be empty like that movie, The Fifth Wave. It's called The Fifth Wave, man. Go check that movie out. And it says, verse 24, at that time, it says, verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. All right, alarms going off, ambulances going off, and ultimately that sound, that second Ezra chapter, it's the chapter with the Sodomite Sea. You know, that sound that everybody hear the missiles hitting. You know, before then, you know, it's just gonna be all out hell breaking loose, man, and people are gonna be afraid, man. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So right, you know, that's what it's gonna be. Friends are gonna fight like enemies. People are gonna turn on each other when it's, you know, you spend your whole check to get 2 loaves of bread, and now it's 2 end pieces left in there. You know, it's gonna be father against son-in-law, mother against daughter, all type of stuff, fighting over the end piece of bread and the last bottle of water. You see what I'm saying? But it says, the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. You ain't gonna be able to turn on your faucet, turn on your tub, take a shower at your pleasure, wash your clothes. You see what I'm saying? None of that. You're gonna be out here thirsty, smelling smells that you never smelled before. You see what I'm saying? And the pride is gonna be brought low. The Lord is gonna bring the pride of all the people low. And they're gonna be feeling how we was feeling the whole time. How you gotta constantly fight a battle. You gotta constantly lose. But us, we're gonna be, you know, shit gonna be change your places to where we still gonna have to fight, but we just gonna come across things. You know, we're gonna be able to walk outside and, Lord, you know, feed our family, nice pack of chicken. You know what I'm saying? That some dummy just tried to run out the store with, got gunned down, and now they fighting over it. Now you just came and picked it all up. You see what I'm saying? Verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. So right, man, we're going to be able to escape by what? Our faith and our work sake from where we have believed. And it says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. So right, you know, ultimately we're gonna make it all the way to the chariot. You know, heart being changed to another meaning. You know, having a law, statute, commandments written in us. You know, by basically not bowing that knee and passing the test of the Lord, the ultimate test. In Revelation 13 and 16, to where the Lord gonna, you know, put us, you know, bring that Psalms 91 to pass. You know, so when it's all said and done with, we really winning out here. You know, and these people finna be, they finna feel what it means to have to fight and fight a fight. You know, fight this fight and have nobody behind them protecting them. Nobody behind them causing their footsteps to walk in the right direction. You see what I'm saying? But us, on the other hand, you know, we was fighting this fight, but, you know, we had Yahushua behind us helping us the whole time. So we really wasn't fighting it alone, you know, because Yahushua started this fight. All we got to do is, you know, finish it through his spirit and power. But this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right, because all these things are going to be dissolved. You know, America is going to be utterly destroyed by all these other nations, and this system is going to collapse. It says, looking for and hastening to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, man, we're constantly on this path fighting to be a part of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai's righteous kingdom, man, when it's all said and done with. So, right, what manner of person ought she to be in all holy conversation and godliness, man? So, pray the lesson was edifying. Shalom, on to the next.